If I was recruiting for a role and we made the cover letter optional and there was hundreds of applications, right? Like there was just huge volume, I would often only consider applicants who went the extra mile and attached a cover letter. Was that the best course of action? Did we miss incredible candidates that way? Quite possibly, but especially if you're applying to a company with limited bandwidth, showing that you're going the extra mile can really go a long way. Mm. That being said, did I read every single word of every single cover letter that was ever submitted and analyze it and spend 5 minutes with it before, rejecting or advancing a candidate? No. And so my thoughts on cover letters are, submit them when you can. They don't need to be an essay. They don't need to take you an hour every time. If you are submitting a cover letter, it should say something different than your resume does. It shouldn't just say your resume, but in paragraph form instead of bullet points. Like, tell me a story. Tell me why you're interested in this role. Specifically, since we're here talking about veterans, like, tell me why you're applying to this role with the background that you have. Tell me, like, I honestly always appreciated people saying, hey, I know my background doesn't look right for this, but here's why it is. Mm-hmm. Here is why this experience transfers into being able to, work with data sets. Like, I think, especially for this audience, cover letters would be really important in telling the story. Are the recruiters going to read your cover letter top to bottom? They're not going to. Should it still be perfect with no grammatical errors? Absolutely. Like, it is such a double-edged sword. It is kind of hypocritical. But I would say have maybe 3 different versions of your cover letter that could apply to different sized companies, different kinds of roles that you're applying for, and use those as skeletons, edit them slightly to fit the job description you're applying for, and include them. It shows that you're going the extra mile. It helps tell the story, but don't spend more than, don't spend like hours on every single cover letter, starting it over. AI is also really good to help with cover letters. Obviously, edit it, make it your own, but there are resources out there to make it way less tedious.